Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So, I do have a no cap Sunday, although I am late because we were busy celebrating Mother's Day at my parents' house. And we went over to see my mother in law as well. And, we've been doing Mother's Day stuff, and I'm a mama. So, anyway, I am hopping on because we did have service today, and the pastor preached from Exodus, the first chapter, starting at the 15th verse. And in this verse, we were talking about, or he was talking about, how the Pharaoh had demanded that all the boy babies be murdered, and how the midwives were not following the directive of the Pharaoh. And then through the sermon, he also spoke about how one of the moms, and you're probably familiar with this story, where they had a son and she kept him hid for 3 months, and then he got too big to hide, and she basically built a little boat for him and sent him down the the river. Okay. And just so happened the Pharaoh's daughter found him, and she asked for one of the, maids or whatever, to feed the baby. And just so happened it ended up being the mom that was feeding the baby. Um, so he, that's great story. I love it. And the pastor basically, of course, we had a good Mother's Day sermon talking about how mothers have to make a lot of tough decisions, even when the directive may be one thing, but the mom has a feeling that that's not the best thing for their child. That's not something that they should do. And, my dad always does really good pointing out the difference between mothers and fathers. And he kind of tickles me because, you know, in his presentation, and when he talks about mothers, he talks about how moms know their kids, and they have a special type of insight that a lot of times dads don't see, or don't pick up on as quickly as the moms. And one of the examples that he uses is always funny to me, and I won't say in detail what she said, but like my grandmother, his mother, she would tell the her kids how their kids were going to behave, and like, well, that child's going to do this, that, and the other. And I promise every single thing that she has said has come to pass. And we'll just leave that at that. And he basically just talked about how moms have a special role in a child's life, and how that role impacts the child so much. Because when I think about mothers, and I think about my mom, her mom's mom, we are naturally built as nurturers. That's good mothers. Okay, let me say that. If you're a nurturer, and in being a nurturer, you are there to build that child up, and to know things about that child that that child doesn't even know about themselves, and encourage them to be the best version of themselves that they can be. That is your job as a mom. I know that me as a mom, I'm always worried, okay, am I doing the right thing for this kid? I have a boy and a girl, um, and they're by the same biological um, dad, okay? But they are very different personalities. And in raising them, I had to deal with them differently. They have the same moral compass and all of that, but they are just different people. And so I have to deal with them in a different way. And in order to do that, you have to really be paying attention to your kids. Moms are very sacrificial, and dads are too. It's just not Father's Day. We'll talk about them on Father's Day. But, we will go to war for the kids. That's something that my husband is always saying every time he says something. Even, the little one in the bunch, his biological son, my stepson, he's the baby of the bunch. He's our little dude. But, sometimes I'll jump in. I'm like, hey, 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 no, we're not going to do that. Or, I'm taking up for him, or, I'm fighting for him the best way that I know how. Just like I would for my own kids. I want to see him have the same chances and, accomplishments and goals, and, just a full life, um, just like I would my own biological kids. You know what I'm saying? And so I will go to war for them, even with their dads, but it's worth it if I know that I have done my very best, and to see hopefully the fruit of what I've done. Now, don't get me wrong, there's something the pastor brought up too. Sometimes they don't, they do what they want to do, I mean, kids are, they're gonna go their own way, and sometimes it's just, you know. But you as a mother are gonna do whatever you can to make them the best person that they can be. And my goal as a mom, sorry, my face was itching. My goal as a mom is to be able to say, okay, even if they choose a crazy path, for me to be able to say, no, I gave them the tools that were needed to have a successful, productive life, following God. I've gave them the foundation of God. I've done my best to instill wisdom in them that was given to me, you know. And even, in my prayers, I pray for them to have wisdom beyond their age so they can make good decisions that won't mess up their lives, in the long run. Because, as kids, they make dumb decisions. We all have, that won't mess them up long term. And that's all part of being a mom. And that was all part of his sermon, just talking about the moms. And then even being able to mother those that you come across. I have 2 kids, but I swear every last one of their friends call me mama, so you end up impacting these kids' lives. Anytime you come in contact with a child, whether it be yours or not, it's our jobs as moms in society to impact that child in a positive way. You know what I mean? Even if, because sometimes, people don't have moms that are really raising them. But when they come to my house, they know how I run things over here. You know what I'm saying? And they respect that, and they get to see a different perspective. And sometimes it's our job just to show somebody else's child a different perspective. Introduce them to God. They may not have that influence at home. You know what I'm saying? That might be exactly why God put that child in your life. So don't neglect those that you come across as well. You can have an impact in their lives. This has been a really good day. It was a really good sermon. I hope that you guys have had a great Mother's Day. I am going to do a couple of more videos, but this was the No Cap Sunday video for Mother's Day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.